Hi, everyone. Today we're going to go through the 10 things you should do 6 months before your cruise, right after this. Hey, everyone. John here from Bite Size Cruises. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, thanks for coming. Today we are going through things that you should do 6 months before your cruise. We have a little playlist we're going to do for this. We're going to do what you should do right after you book your cruise, then 6 months, 90 days, 45 days, whatever, 21, 2 days, cruise day, the whole 9 yards. So check out the playlist somewhere, click it. And we're going to go through the things you should do 6 months before your cruise. So number one, you want to square away your plane tickets. This is a pretty good time to make sure your airfare and everything is in order. You don't have to book it right now, but now's a pretty good time to make sure you're locked and loaded. So I always like to go through, make sure we talked about it in after you book your cruise, set up alerts for prices for your airfare for where you're going. And then now you want to 6 months out, we want to get close to locking that in. So if it's at a pretty good rate, I would recommend booking it now. And then number two, you want to book your excursions before they sell out. So get on your app, get on RoyalCaribbean.com or NCL.com or HollandAmerican.com, whatever cruise line you're going on. Go through the excursions, map them out, and just square them away now. We've been finding recently that excursions are selling out at a high rate, even crazy ones like cabanas on perfect day, like the overwater cabanas sell out for like $4,000 a day. It's insanity. But if you book things ahead of time, you'll find sometimes you can get a really good deal. So we saw on our last MSC trip, they had cabanas for like $200, $300, whatever it was, which is a really good deal. They're not as nice, obviously, as the Royal Caribbean ones, but still a good deal. But as you get closer to the cruise, those are going to sell out. Most of the excursions at this point are now selling out. I don't know if they're booking less people on the excursions or if there's less excursions, but more than ever before, we're seeing excursions sell out to the point of if you get on the ship, there's really nothing left to do on those islands unless you just go and explore on your own, which is totally fine too. But try to lock those in 6 months out. You're also going to kind of see what's available. You'll have full pick of whatever you want to do. Next up, the Matt Hochberg special. If you're going to get the drink package or the dining package, just get it. Don't worry about the price. Obviously, you're going to worry a little bit about the price, but if you know you're going to get it, just get it. If the price drops, you can cancel and rebook it. If it doesn't drop, then you're locked in for what it was. Most of the time, it's going to go up. So lock that in, make sure you get it, and make sure you're happy with it. Once you get on the ship, the drink pack, I see people all the time getting the drink package and the dining package once they get on the ship. It is not a bargain when you get on the ship. So lock that in, get it, make sure you get it before you go. And you'll be happy that you did. Number four is a kind of a little low-key, sneaky one. Double check your accommodations, right? So if you're in a inside cabin or you're in a balcony, you're thinking about, do I want to get a suite? Maybe you've saved up a little money since you booked your cruise. Maybe you want to downgrade, right? Maybe you're thinking to yourself, do I really need a balcony? Do I really need a suite? Now's the time, right? Before your final payments due, which is about 90 days out. Make sure you're in the right room that you want to be in. Maybe you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't know why I booked it. I'm right under the pool, or I'm right above the nightclub, I'm right below the buffet, whatever it might be. Take a quick look. Make sure you're happy with your accommodations. If not, switch them up. Now's the time. So number five, get your travel insurance squared away. I know a lot of people that wait until 90 days till they make their final payment. And then I know a lot of people that forget to get travel insurance. So now more than ever, again, with crazy flights happening and different things, it's really important to have travel insurance. I never used to get travel insurance. When you're young, you just think like nothing's going to happen. You're fine. As you start to get older and mortality creeps in, you realize, oh my God, I can get hurt on this cruise and I don't want to have surgery on my leg if I break my leg in Antigua. Right? I want to get flown back to America. So you need travel insurance for that. So make sure you have travel insurance. There are a ton of different options out there. They're all very similar, but very different. Remember, insurance is kind of all crazy anyway. So make sure you read all the fine print and get the one that works best for you. Number six, Get your passport if you don't have it. If you realize your passport's going to expire or you don't have a passport, get your passport. It takes a good chunk of time to get it. Don't wait until you have to rush it. We have a friend of ours. They were supposed to go on a cruise next week in Europe. They didn't have their passport. They tried to do the last minute rush and get it, and no dice. So they are not going on their cruise. They're losing all of that money, which is terrible. So don't do that. Get your passport ahead of time. Don't wait. Number 7, this is another interesting one. So as you're working on money and financials, put a little bit more money down on your cruise, right? You might have put a $500 deposit down or a $100 deposit, whatever it is. 6 months out's the time where I kind of throw a little bit of cash on it, maybe $500, $300. At this point, maybe you know you're going, or maybe you're thinking about upgrading. But this is the time where I make sure I have enough money on that cruise if I'm pretty sure I'm going to make the final payment and go. Number 8 that goes along with that is set and work out your cruise budget. I think it's really undervalued tip is to work out a budget. I know budgets are boring and I know Excel spreadsheets are boring, but what I find happen a lot is that people decide they're going to go on the cruise. They think, okay, I'm going to book this cruise for $2,000 and then I'm not going to spend any more money, which we all know is not the case on all of the cruise lines. Some of them are better than others. All of the cruise lines, you're going to get nickel and dimed a little bit, right? You're going to decide to eat at a restaurant, and you're going to decide to get Starbucks every day or gelato or whatever it may be, and you're going to wind up spending money. So put a budget together and really kind of put things down there. You could see what everything costs. Maybe you're like, maybe I want to go to an extra show that's additional money. Like the Cirque shows on MSC were really good. They were like $12. So now's the time to set a budget out. Okay, I'm going to spend $100 a day on the cruise. What do I want to spend that money on? Or just lay it out so that you know how much money you have. That's a good tip. Do it 6 months out so that you have some time to plan and save up some money. So next up, number 9, join a roll call. You could do this on Cruise Critic. You could do it on Facebook. I have 2 tips here. One is join the roll call. You're going to get a ton of good information. So my other tip is a funny one for later, but we'll give you the sneak peek now. I join the Facebook groups sometimes, and I join the Cruise Critic. I used to do the roll calls all the time. So they used to do a meet and greet on the ship. They used to do like the cabin crawls. I love those type of things. I think it's a great way to meet people. But nowadays, I think most people use Facebook, but I still use Cruise Critic as well. But on Facebook, my big tip is I join the group for that sailing. Invariably, there's people on that group trying to sell you something, which is fine, right? I just try to ignore all the propaganda. And then the day I go on the cruise, I leave the group. So I'll tell you why. Generally, in my opinion, as you get on the cruise ship, those groups go from really informative to super negative really quick. And everybody complains about everything. Oh my God, did you see this? Oh my God, somebody has COVID. Oh my God, there's norovirus all over the ship. And half of the time it's just repeating rumors, or I don't know. I just prefer not to have negativity. It doesn't mean that I don't want to be informed. If we're going to have bad weather or somebody's sick, I definitely want to know that. But there are other ways of finding that out. And I just see everybody come, oh, I waited an hour for a drink. Oh, the people at guest services suck. I don't need that negativity. I'm on an amazing cruise. I want to have a good time. So that's my little tip. Join those roll calls and Facebook groups and then get out of there. So my last one is number 10, start researching your ports. Not all ports are created equal. Even in the Caribbean, right? There's a really vast difference between like Cozumel and St. Thomas or St. John or Costa Maya or any of those different ports. Jamaica, right? Jamaica right now is a little bit dangerous. They're recommending that you not get off the ship. Or hang out in the port area. So this is the time 6 months out, I start researching what's going on in the port. What other things are there to do? Is it safe to just walk around? Do I want to book an excursion, right? We're talking about excursions. Start mapping all those things out and start planning your port. Then you're going to know, like, do I need cash there? What kind of money do they take? Do a majority of the people speak English? Are there good restaurants there? Is it safe to drink the water? Is it safe to eat there? Check out all of those things, no matter where you're going, Mediterranean. If you're just going to the Norwegian fjords, Alaska, it doesn't matter. I'm going to Charleston, South Carolina next week. I did a ton of research on the port. So research your ports, be aware of what to do and where to go. And those are 10 tips for what you should do 6 months before your cruise. Follow along. You'll see all the other videos. They're going to be out this week of all the different dates. So thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We would love for you to subscribe. It doesn't cost you a penny. It's free. And we will not nickel and dime you. So come join us on this journey, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye.